Alright guys, we're not going to go too crazy on unboxing because we are trying to see the difference of the result. But I just want to give you guys a little bit in case you guys want that. Some people love seeing what it looks like. So this is the box. So warranty card, it's paper that comes with it. It comes with a bag that has the fabric, the Nikon fabric. You can use this as a, bag, it's just like, not a bag, but I say, a little protection kind of coverage if you want. But I wish they make those wrap that I've showcased before, which is like, that has all the self-adhesive, so you can just, carry the lens anywhere you want and keep it more protected. But maybe someday, we'll see how that goes. But let's see, from there, here you have also the lens hood. This is the Nikon HB108 for an 82mm. Right here it actually does say 135 1.8 S PLENA, so it does actually make this specifically for this lens. Then now it's an empty box. There's nothing in it. No, I'm just kidding. So let's open this little tray up. So there's a little tray, and in there's another tray. So this lens, the box for the lens looks huge, but the lens itself is actually only like maybe half of the box size here. So actually, yeah, that's it. This is the lens. This is the box. Like the lens is almost half of the size of the box. So that's kind of funny for me. All right, photos back aside. So there you go. The 135 Nikon 1.8 S PLENA. Okay, right there. So as you can see, this is an S lens. So you're going to expect very high quality from it. We are going to compare it with the 50 1.2 and the 85 1.2, which are both S lens. I also have the 35 1.8, but I'm not sure I'll compare that. Maybe I will. Actually, maybe I'll do it. So you can see the difference between the three different lenses. I will shoot all of them at 1.8 just to give you, a more comparative results. But just know that the 85 and the 35 are going to have, a much more shallow depth of field if I go down to f1.2, which is kind of my personal style when it comes to portrait photography. But let's take a look. There's also the lens here, right here, the little cover for the lens. The NIKKOR lens logo's on this, 82mm filter size. This is a beauty. Like this is still huge. Like look at this thing. This thing is big. You know what? Let me show you my other two cameras I have. So today we are going to compare these four lenses. So let me go from smallest to biggest. So here we go. There is the 35, the 50, 85, and the 135. The 50 is actually the tallest here, and then the 85 is actually shorter than the 50, which I've talked about before in the last video. And of course, the 35 is going to be the shortest. The 135 is about the same height. So a tiny bit shorter. I don't think it's much shorter. It's incomparable. I do have a filter on my 85, but it is pretty much the same. I feel like once I take out the filter, it might be just a tiny bit shorter, but you would expect the 85 and the 135 to be the same height in this case. The 85, however, is gonna be a little bit bigger in the diameter because it is a f1.2. Now, however, let me double check. Yeah, they both use 82mm filter size. So, they might be the same size actually because they're both 82. All right. With that said, again, as I said, we're not do too much about figure out, the unboxing or what it looks like. Let's go actually shoot. Let me actually show you what they look like. All right, let's jump right into the photo shoot. Today, we're going to try it out with the new 135 f1.8, the Nikon Z lens PLENA. I believe it's pronounced PLENA. I never really knows. I feel like everyone pronounces it differently on the internet, so I'm just going to say PLENA. It's like a word to mean it's like higher quality or better lens. But I'm also going to compare it with the 85, the 50, and even the 35. Again, as I said earlier, I'm going to keep them all shooting at f1.8 to give you more comparison of how do they look like. We're going to do some portrait photography with the lovely Danielle Di Nicola. She was there last time when we tried the new 85 when it first came out, but today we're going to try with the 135, and yes, we will pair it against the 85 as well to see which one you think is a better portrait lens. Let's go. Okay, I'm shooting with 135 right now for the very first time. This is gonna be my first shot, but looking at the viewfinder, I instantly feel it's so much further. Like, I'm used to the 85, I'm used to the 50, but look how far she is from me. Like, at this distance, I am only getting like her head down to about upper thigh right here. So like, I'm not really used to this distance. I'm just very surprised how like, wow, like I thought I'm like much further. I thought I had to go closer to her, but like, no, this is actually pretty nice. And it is super compressed. I can feel the whole environment just become very center focused on her. And as I always said before, right? If I'm using a long lens, if I want to make the person stand out from the crowd, which is like when you walk into a room, you only see that one person, use 135, use a 85, something that's really narrow on that one person and ignore the background and the environment. If you want someone that to be more like in the environment where they're enjoying the moment as well, but you still want to see them, maybe go for the 50 or even the 35, especially there's a new 35 1.4 coming out. So that is something I would use, depends on the environment. For this kind of places where I don't care too much about the environment, I will use a 135 or even an 85. All right, now that we got some shot of the 135, let's compare it with the 85 f1.2. Again, I'll be shooting at f1.8 to see what it looks like, and then we'll go to there to the 50, then eventually the 35. All right, so now I'm gonna switch over to the 85mm. Just holding it, they both look very, very similar. Like if you compare them next to each other, if there's no any sign on it, there's no naming or anything, you would think they're the same lens. In fact, they also have the same filter size, which is 82mm, I believe. Now we're gonna compare to see which one you like better, the 85 or the 135. Because now we're switching to 85, I'm gonna get a little bit closer to her just to get the same shot, because if I stay here, it's gonna be her full body, which is really wide. So if I just get maybe 1, 2, 3 steps closer, then I think I'm closer to how that shot looks like, which is, the top of the head to about, upper thigh right here. 1, 2, 3. Let's get a bit closer. 1, 2, 3. Instantly, I realized the shots are not as compressed. I could start seeing like the tree or even like some of the car on the side of the road. So as we get even to a lower number, when it comes to focal length, it's gonna be even more widespread, so that you're gonna get more V-shape out to see more of the environment. So after we got the 85 right now, let's compare it to the 50. Oh, what am I shooting now? It's a 1.8. Oh, that was at 1.2. All right, just kidding. We're gonna stay on the 85 just for a little bit more, because I have been shooting on f1.2 as I normally would with any of my 1.2 lens. So you can take a look of what 1.2 looks like. But now let's go back to 1.8 as I intended. So again, you can compare more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, now we're switching over to the 50. The 50, as I said before, it is surprisingly a little bit taller. You can't really tell right now, but when I do this unboxing, you can see like it is a slightly bit taller. This is the f1.2, so it is still pretty big. They're both just as heavy. I feel like the 85 is still a little bit heavier. It's hard to say, So let's give it a look. So instantly, just like earlier, if I take a picture right now, I am getting her full body. So meaning if I want to, again, get the same distance, which is about her head, a little bit about her thigh, I have to come maybe 2 steps closer now. All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last but not least, we're gonna use the Nikon Z35 f1.8s, which is way smaller compared to all the lenses we've used so far, and both in length and also diameter for the filter size. So it's gonna feel a lot different, but how big of a difference? You be the judge. Just like what I did earlier, I am too far from her now. If I take a picture right now, I am getting her full body. So I'm gonna take 1, 2 big steps near her again, just to get a little bit closer to what the other shot looks like, maybe even a little bit closer. So yeah, now I'm having the same height, which is like her head to her thigh. Let's get some shots. All right, we have gone through the 135, the 85, the 50, and the 35. Which one is your favorite? I think my favorite so far is still the 85. I might go as far as 105, but 135 seems just a little bit too far for me. But maybe that's different for you. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna get more photos and more video from the 135 and see, if that could be your new favorite. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's it. That is all I got for the 135 f1.8. It's actually pretty nice, The shots are really compressed. I was, worried that 1.8 not gonna be as pretty or couldn't get the, very shallow depth of field. But I actually don't feel like that's much of a problem. But one thing you have to keep in mind is that if you're using 135, you need a lot of distance. If you're let's say shooting an event or somewhere very tight, small room, then it might not be for you. And just like most Nikon lens, the quality is amazing. They're sharp, they're very, just give me that crisp look that most camera and brand that I don't really see. So props to Nikon for making this lens. Also, thanks again for Danielle Nicola for being my model for the day. We got lots of great photos that I really enjoy. And don't forget to, follow her, follow us, and even questions or even other lens or anything that you want me to try out, please let me know in a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.